What's up, ballers? Welcome to episode 46 of the AllDriveNoDrop podcast. David, how is it going tonight?
It's going well. I just got back from buffet, so I'm pretty full, but ready to talk about some pickleball.
Nice. I just got back from pickleball tournament, little moneyball action. First one I've kind of drove to. It was about an hour and 15-minute drive across the border into Ohio, enemy territory.
Oh, okay.
Wasn't too bad of a drive. Traffic was pretty good. No construction, luckily, so it wasn't bad. Had myself a really really good burrito on the way back. Wasn't the best decision to drive and eat the burrito, but I did it. I did it, and I'd do it again. You know what? I'd do it again. I didn't make too big of a mess. It was mostly like and I told the guy, I was like, hey, I'm a drive, and then like it was like sauce covered burrito, which was not clear in the menu,
Oh,
and I was like, and when I saw it and he brought it out, I'm like, bro, I told you I was driving. I'm like, what? Why did you put sauce all over it? I'm like, come on, you're killing me. But it was really good. It was a burrito, and it had like corn in it, and the salsa was really good. So I can't complain. It was really good. But my guy did not do me solid because I told him I was gonna drive and eat it, and he
like you
kind
put it
of
on the sauce on the side, man.
I know he kind of did me dirty. But you know what? I'd still go back, but. I guess I would get something else if I was going to try to drive and eat. Probably, I don't know. Maybe we shouldn't drive and eat. Do you drive and eat? I don't usually do
All
it,
the
but
time.
okay. I was like, I
I
didn't want to
always do
wait
it.
like another 20 minutes eating there. So I was like, whatever. But yeah, it was hard. I was like, there wasn't much open. The area I was in is kind of more like an industrial area, so it kind of reminded me of like when we were in Grand Rapids and like things shut down quick at night. But this one's like shuts
Yeah.
down on the weekend because people come into town and everything's kind of closed, especially on a Sunday. So
I
whatever.
see.
Yeah. But we'll get more into that tournament. I think what the people really want to hear about is this Honolulu Long Handle J2NF. People going wild out here. They're like, should
Yep.
I cancel my J2NF order for the long handle? I can't believe I bought the NF and there's a long handle NF. So you can see here we got the long handle versus the regular. You can see that difference. It is a sizable
Yep.
difference. You got, I think they list it as 6 inches. I was measuring, I would say it's more like 5.75 if I was like truly measuring it. You'd probably get 6 inches
Yeah.
of
Definitely not
room.
six.
Yeah, you probably get 6 inches of room going up, but this, like if we're measuring to like where that tape ended, it would probably be 5.75. So, and then you can see you kind of got less face. Obviously, I mean, you're going to make the handle longer, you're going to get less face, but they still have that flare out there, right? So, I mean, you still have those
Yeah.
wide cheeks, and hold up, we'll go with we'll show these other shapes too. Actually, I think I forgot my J3, but this is their elongated J7NF. This is their 16.6 by 7.4, so a little bit longer than your average elongated, not much more. And there's other paddles like what is it? The Franklin C45's at 7.4. So you have some other I think it's the Franklin C45's that the Dynasty, there or not the Dynasty,
It
the
is.
hybrid. Maybe
That's
I'm
like
wrong.
16.
No,
Wait, you're
the
talking about
width,
like
the
the.
width, the width.
Oh,
There's definitely
yeah.
some
That
other
one's
ones that
weird.
there's some other paddles that are 7.4 inches wide, but they don't go as long. For me,
Yeah.
I don't think it makes too big of a difference with the shape. That I mean, it's just a point 1 inch. Like it's not a big deal. Uh, so let me go over the stats on these first, and then the J3. A lot of people were asking about the handle length. The handle length's like the same as the J2 handle length, but there's more room for your hands. Like the taper isn't as low, so you have more room for your two-handed backhand. I think that one no problem for two-handed backhands for a majority of people. Uh, but these swing weights are very interesting. This J2NF long handle swing weight is a 109, and I think I saw across the board a lot of people had very low swing weights. I think some I even saw like 107, 108. Six
I had
point six.
106 on mine.
Oh wow, and
Oh.
6.65 twist weight, which is fine. Compare
Yep.
that to the original J2NF that I have. I had mine at a 114 swing weight and about a seven. I think just a straight seven twist weight. And then the J7NF I had at 114.5. What was yours?
Mine was like 115, but
Okay.
like twist weight was like 595, I think.
Yep, that's 596 was mine, and then J3NF was 108, and then a 6.71 twist weight. Did you
Yeah,
have
that's
a
around
different?
mine.
Okay, yeah, and so I would say the J3 for their past J3 shapes, they've had higher swing weights like 116, 117. So this is
Yeah.
perfect for getting the swing weight in line with most wide bodies. I think people are going to really like this J3NF swing weight and the way it plays. I think besides the J2NF, this is the best stock paddle that of the series that I've played.
Yeah.
Um, it performs well. I mean, you don't have to add weight if you don't want to. I mean, I'm gonna add weight to it just because it's a 108 swing weight. Can add more, get more power. Plays really well. That's the one I spent the least time with though, just because I was preparing for the. Well, I played like a day before the tournament. I was had to decide if I was going to use the J2NF Long Handle or the J7NF. Uh, J7NF. Did you get a chance to hit the J7? Yeah. Or
No, because I was mainly doing
okay.
like J2NF and like the
Okay.
long handle side by
All
side
right.
in the J2. So I didn't
Yeah.
touch the J7 yet.
All right, we'll get into that comparison one second. The J7NF, that's a really low swing weight for an elongated, especially an extra elongated. I weighted
Yeah.
it up quite a bit. I don't even know what this is, probably like almost 9 inches of 0.5 gram tungsten tape, and then put some on the corners. And then I put this Pickleball Effect speed cap
Oh,
coin.
use
I
a
think
speed
that's what
cap.
it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I put one
Cap
of
coins,
those
yeah.
cap coin. Yeah, put one of those cap coins on there. Very easy to use. Just plop it on there. I think all of his stuff's on his site or Amazon or both. But yeah, this thing needs a lot of weight, and I did talk to the owner of Honolulu. It seems like all the pre-production units came in super light, and they are going to bump it up a little bit, especially for the elongated, to get it a little higher stock weight, a little higher swing weight. Because I believe this one was 8.1 and the other two were 8.0 ounces, which isn't, it's kind of like average. But this one, I mean, for the elongated to come in at 114.5, like I definitely want it to be higher. When I played it stock, it wasn't bad. It wasn't like it was unstable. It was actually surprising. Like I thought it was going to be like really unstable, being that swing weight at this elongated shape, but it played fine. The sweet spot was pretty good. I would say it was average in that, and then I added weight, and well, it hit very hard with the weight. So I'm hoping, but I know a lot of people aren't going to add that much weight, and they're not going to add the weight right away. I think so. More to come on that. I want to play that a little bit more with that weight, but I was impressed with the weight with adding the weight so far. But let's get into that J2NF and long handle. What was your first impression of the new long handle NF? J2NF.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of. So what's like interesting was I think we did talk up briefly in like some past videos about like how the XK came along, and how basically when you remove the bottom part, you kind of remove the whole identity of the J2 shape
Uh-huh.
because you basically remove all the twist weight, and then now it's just like any other hybrid shape kind of. But the thing was like back then with the J2K and the J2XK, with that one, like the J2K, like the feel itself wasn't anything special. Like there were so many other Gen 2s, there were other Kevlar paddles out there. So like when you removed that and then just made it like the same shape as the other hybrids, then it was nothing special. But the difference now is that with the NF series, the Honolulu shape is, or it's not just the J2 that's special. It's like the whole foam core, the whole feel is special. So they didn't need to like really innovate that much on the shape. So making this similar to some of the other hybrid shapes was like perfectly fine decision. But with this one, they basically just made it lighter, and I think it's really similar to the Carbon 4 True from Genesis because both really low swing weights, low, like not low toe weight, but like around like 6'5", and similar dimensions too because it's like 16.2. The Carbon does have a bit of a flare, but this one has like the straighter sides. But overall, like I think they're really similar in that like you do need to weight them up. Like this is much more customizable than the J2NF. But I think because it's more customizable and you've that longer handle, I think it's actually I personally think it's better. I think it's more of a side grade compared to the shorter handle one. And I think like beginner players will probably like the shorter handle one better. But personally, I like this one a lot compared to the short handle.
Okay. Yeah, I pretty much agree with everything you're saying. And then just to add a little bit more. So I was debating whether I was going to play the long handle today or the short handle, or if I was going to play the J7. I didn't want to play the J7 just because I didn't get enough time on it. I do kind of want to switch to elongated as a main paddle, but I was like, yeah, I probably shouldn't switch to it if I'm going to play the tournament. So I was like, the long handle was, close enough. I was surprised the stability was really good. I thought like the stability might be an issue, chopping that part off, but
Yeah.
no problem there. Definitely is like less stable than the J2 short handle, and obviously it has less sweet spot just because there's less space. I did notice that throughout the day. On some points, I did realize like, would I have been better off with the J2NF there? Maybe, but then it's like I think with the similar weight setup, getting to a similar swing weight, I was definitely able to hit harder drives and harder overheads just with that handle length. And obviously the two-handed backhands just it's definitely better with that.
Yeah.
But I think that if you're someone that doesn't want to add as much weight, and we'll see what the production. I think they'll probably be like try to get them around the same as the short handle, like 110 to 114 swing weights. So I definitely think like 106 is too low to do stock. I mean, it's not. I guess maybe people want it. I don't know. If people want it
I
really
mean,
low,
look at the C45. Like C40, like that's so low. Like everyone loves to customize. I think that's a smarter decision on them, and it's easier to pass VB core when you're lighter.
that's true. That's true. So yeah, it just makes comparing the paddles more complicated, right? Because you're like, hey, this is there's a 10-point swing weight difference here. So
Yeah.
obviously this one on this end is going to not be as powerful as the 115. The 105 is not going to be as powerful as the 115. But if you add weight and you make it 115, now it's more powerful. And like you start having to not jump through hoops, but make some comparisons. But yeah, I think overall the J2NF long handle is going to be better for those that are using their two-handed backhands more. But if you already know you're comfortable with the J2 shape, if you're comfortable with the J2 shape already, you already know you like the J2 shape, and you hit two-handed
Mm.
backhands fine with that, I wouldn't switch to the long handle. If you have been wanting more room, then I would switch to the long handle. But I'd only switch to the long handle if the two-handed backhand was your main priority, or you just like a longer handle for your forehand so you can whip it more. I did notice like some of my rolls and flicks did feel a little bit better on that too. I think that's another area that because it's not as you don't have as much mass down there like in the center, so it's not as headlight, I guess you would say, right? It's a little slightly. It's not even really head heavy, but it's just like not as packed in there, like in this area with all that. So there's definitely pros and cons. I don't think it's going to be as like big of a landslide as some of the people were thinking. Panicking that the J2 NF long handle is going to be way better. I like you were saying, it's a side grade. It's definitely really good, and I think there's room for both of them. I think it's actually better that they ended up having both of these shapes, even though most only have one hybrid shape. But if the hybrid's the most popular shape, why not have two different variations for it? Makes sense to me.
Yeah. The thing is, like, I think at the time, if they hadn't released this, their main competition for that hybrid is going to be the Carbon 4, but the Carbon 4 had the
Oh,
longer handle. And now that you have this long handle, I think I would take this personally over the Carbon 4 just because I personally like the feel better. And it's also coming at a cheaper price. So now that they have something that's in the similar range of another hybrid, it's also foam. I think it's really smart move by them.
yeah. Coming, what is it? It's 175 after a discount. So, and then the carbon's 252, I think, after a discount. So big price difference there. And I agree. I would pick this all. I would pick either shape or either of the two over them. And then I'm interested to get more time on the J7, and I know people are interested in that and more time on the J3. So we'll talk more about that next time.
Yeah, I
Uh,
think the J3s though, I think that's going to. I think if people want a long handle but then want more stability, um, if they don't like the shape of the J2, I think they might actually like the J3 better because the J3 it's already stable.
mhm.
It's only like zero point 0.2 inches shorter, but it's got that longer handle that doesn't have that crazy high swing weight anymore. I think it's probably like best beginner like level foam paddle right now, just in that shape.
Yeah, I could see that. I need to put a little bit more time. I only got like 2 games on it, but it did impress me. These also all came in really gritty. Um, and then yeah, I mean it performed really well in the tournament today for me. Paddle wasn't what let me down. I mean honestly, we had really good games. I might talk about that another time because this. But we were smoking. We were smoking some balls and we played some tough teams. I think the we had one game that was 16-14 and we were playing until 11 and we lost to like a was it like a 4-9-5-2 guy that and they won the tournament before like they do like a series of money balls so like it's the same place so didn't feel bad losing to the team that won it last time and you know it was a hard fight but yeah anything else on the Honolulu's.
Nothing else. So overall, really solid releases from them. Happy that they're stepping up and getting new shapes in.
All right. So leading into what the pickle is, it's about that tournament I played today. So David, I didn't tell David this yet. So let me tell you the scenario here. I get there. First, I get there. This is I guess what the pickle is just about this tournament. So I get there, and there's 24 teams, and I get
Yeah.
there. There's only 6 courts, and I'm like, it's gonna be a long one. Not only are there 24 teams in the men's side, they're also doing a women's tournament at the same time with 8 teams. So what was
Okay.
that? I'm just like,
32.
yeah. Well, you got like six. Yeah, you got 16 players on the women's side, 48 on the men's side, and I'm just like 6 courts. I'm like, I'm gonna be here all day anyway. um,
Yeah.
and so I wasn't like I wasn't exactly thrilled to be learning that after driving, a bit of time. But I was like, all right, well, what can you do? You got to make the most of it. You're already here. Then we have the like the commencement, the player meeting at the beginning, and he's like, "Oh yeah, when you lose your when you lose your game, if you lose your game, you need to stay on the court and ref the next match."
Oh, what?
I know, I know, and that's the main what the pickle is. Player refs, is that a thing that other people have heard or seen? Like I've never experienced this. And when he said that, I'm like, huh? I'm like, you want a player to stand there and call foot faults and call like check out balls? I'm like, this doesn't really seem great. Like one, it could be someone's friend, and they could just ruin the game and call foot faults like that aren't real foot faults, or you know they're not trained to do it either. So they're just I mean it's not as easy as people think to call foot faults. It really is not easy. You see pro refs messing it up. So in every game, the refs never said anything. They never called a foot fault on either team. And I find it hard to believe that there was never a football. There's always at least one foot fault throughout the tournament. So the refs never talked. The only time it happened, the only time the ref got involved in one of my games is there was a pretty intense hands battle, and they had been chirping a little bit to me, and then I had this nasty tomahawk. Like I tomahawked it from like poached it on the left and just hit it like hard angle out on the right and went like right into the fence. It was pretty sick. Should have recorded it. Anyway, so after like that, as soon as that happened, the guy's like, "Ref, was he clean? Was he clean, ref?" And I was like, I was clean AF, but I said the whole thing. So and I pretty much yelled it, and he got a little heated out. He's like, "Are you serious?" I'm like, "Dude, I'm just joking." Like we had been bantering back and forth. I thought like like if you're going to banter and talk a little trash, like you got to be able to take it too, right? Like I thought we were just having
Yeah,
fun.
exactly.
So I went over. I'm like, "No, dude, I'm just joking." I shook his hand, and we seemed to be fine. But the rest of the game, it didn't seem like we were cool. Even the ref was laughing after I said that, and he's like, "No, he was clean." And I'm like, "Come on!" I'm like, "What do you want me to do?" And I guess I shouldn't have said it like that, but it just like popped in my head. I'm like, maybe I should have said like it was squeaky clean or something. Like maybe kept it a little PG. But But when someone's like going at me, I'm like, all right, let's go. Let's get it going.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to just not give it back. So anyway, that didn't really have to do anything with the player refs. I just wanted to tell the story. But yeah, player refs. I mean, like, would you be for that, or do you think that's just setting up for failure?
So this is actually pretty common in volleyball.
Oh,
Whenever I used
really?
to play, yeah, it's like you would have like a round robin, and one team was always reffing because it is hard to like without like having like a dedicated ref because you need multiple. So you had like people on the sidelines checking like the like the out balls are going out. Then you have like the main ref that's like up there to kind of check like if people are touching the net.
Okay.
So obviously they can't really like pay for all those. So for a lot of tournaments I went to, you would have each players were like when they're sitting out they would ref. And overall it's like it's been fine. Like obviously people would make mistakes, people do argue about it. So I think it's fine there. But I think for pickleball, I don't think it's enough where you need a ref. Like I mean, look at tennis. You don't like a lot of like amateur tournaments. People are refing themselves and pickleball too. And I don't think you need to have a team like ref. Like I don't think there's much for them to do. I think
Yeah.
the calls are pretty easy there.
Yeah, I would just rather and we started like two games and we just like, oh, there's no ref here, we're just gonna start. And then like they sent people to come over to ref us, and I'm like, I was like, I would rather just do this ourselves. I don't like they just weren't. I don't think they wanted to make any calls because they know, like in case they were wrong or they don't want to get they're just not. No one's used to doing it. No one. It's not like We're coming to play. We weren't coming prepared to ref. So, but I don't know. I'm interested to hear if other people have done that in their tournaments. You have had player refs. So that was an interesting experience, but and I ended up kind of ducking out of my refing duty anyway because that's another thing. I didn't want to stand on the court getting the sun beat down on me. Like, let me go in the shade. Anyway,
Yeah.
yeah. So next up, I think David has question of the week.
Yeah. I'm actually pretty happy with the one that went last week. I think we had some pretty good discussion from that. So that because of that, our question has changed because there's actually a pretty cool comment that I saw from last week's episode. And so to recap, we were talking about like if control paddles are going to go extinct. But one guy brought up an interesting point where he's like, what if you kind of changed like how you sort of like balanced the paddles to make all paddles relevant, but gave people more of a choice because it seems like the way the trajectory is going now is like everyone's going to end up with a power paddle. Like that's probably like the top of the meta right now. Like everyone's got a power paddle. Like that's the top tier paddle. But like, how would you like change things so control paddles could still be relevant? And like one example he gave that I thought was cool is like, okay, what if like, theoretically, if PB Core actually did measure power accurately and we were able to see like the actual firepower levels of all paddles. So it's like, could you have a scale where like at the top of the firepower, you have like limits on how much grit you can have versus like if you have a control paddle, you can have like insanely more grit. And that kind of got me thinking like, oh, what about other factors? Like what if you're at the bottom of the scale, maybe you can have more deflection, like maybe the ball can sink in a bit more, and then maybe that can lead room to like maybe more materials. But I thought that was pretty interesting. And thought it was like, cool discussion to have like how could we like sort of balance pickleball where more different types of paddles are like relevant to all different players. What do you think about that?
That's very interesting. Yeah, I think if you could say like you pick whatever PB core number, say hey, PB core 0.37 and below, you're allowed to have different surface types, right? Like maybe you have some type of grittier nanotech surface that Proton has. You have something like
Yeah.
that, or you can use something else, and it's like, hey, these paddles aren't as powerful, but they get way more spin. Now you have to choose: do you want power, or do you want even more spin? So you're actually making a trade off. I think that would be pretty cool. And then maybe we would see like, some kind of meta game shift, like, oh, like use this paddle in this condition, or this type of player uses a spin paddle, this type uses a power paddle. I
Yeah.
don't know, like what maybe you could even, it'd be interesting. Maybe you could even do like different dimensions too. Like if it was under a certain PB core, you could have different dimensions. maybe, and I don't know if it would be a trade-off, like you could have different dimensions or you could have different surface, or is it both? So it's like, hey, under this PB core, you can have different dimensions and you can have different surface to make up for that power difference. Something like that. But that would be interesting. What were you thinking? Anything besides spin? Like
Yeah, I
a
think
different
like
trade-off?
spin. I think you mentioned dimensions, and then we mentioned like deflection. I think those are like the big ones I was kind of thinking of, and like obviously like some different materials.
Uh-huh.
But I'd be curious to see like how the meta would shift. Like, would right side players use a different type of paddle versus like left side players? And then when we see like different types of like dinking strategies based on like the types of paddles people are using. But obviously, all of this is just like theoretical. Like this would never happen. Like we already have these paddles, and this is and like
Yeah, they're
even like
never
just balancing and patching. But I think it was just thought it was like a cool thing to think about. But shout out to I forgot who made that comment, but it got me thinking, and I was like, I got to change the question. I was like, this was a good discussion that we had last week, so wanted to continue it on this week.
Yeah.
But curious to see what people think. But like, I'm curious to see like what other ideas people have to like sort of like balance the paddle, so not everyone's using a power paddle anymore.
Yeah, let us know if you have any other thoughts besides like changing the face material rules or changing the dimensions. Like what could balance out if it's not a power paddle? What could balance out and make someone switch to it if they were to change the rules? Yeah, that's a thought provoking question. I'm gonna try to come up with another idea of something they could change for next week, but I just can't think of anything else besides those two right now. Yeah. Okay. Anything else on that one, David?
Nothing else on that one.
All right. We're going to talk about some power rankings. I think we're just doing straight power. Are we doing firepower, power, and pop, or just straight firepower? I can do it
Uh,
anyway.
I'm lazy. I lump it all into
Firepower? All right, let's
firepower. Yeah.
let's do it. So we're going to talk about firepower rankings, top to bottom. I am missing one. I'm missing the boomstick. It just didn't arrive at my doorstep yet. It's going to be here tomorrow, but unfortunately, it's not here. I mean, it sounds like everyone's saying it's one of the most powerful paddles ever, but I don't have any firsthand experience on it. But we're going to talk about the in this rankings. We're going to have the Gearbox GX2 elongated power, the Pro 4 Perseus 16 millimeter, just as a frame of reference for one of the most popular paddles out there, the Thrive Fury, the J2NF Long Handle, and the Element 6 SUTR. Sorry. Every time I see that, I want to say it's an acronym, but it's I don't. Maybe it is. I don't know. But I'll just say SUTR, and then I think that's it, right?
Yeah.
That's what we have
I, I
going.
think it's SUTR, right? That's the guy that does Ragnarok in the Thor movies. It's like that fire demon dude.
I don't even know where to begin with that one. I don't know. I don't know.
It makes sense
Uh,
because the other paddle's called the Incendio, so I thought they were going for like a fire theme over there.
you know what? Sure. Yeah. I love it. That's not my area of expertise. I'm not haven't been into that in a while, so it's difficult for me. But let's start. I guess we'll start from the bottom.
Okay.
So you
No,
want to go
super super.
with your first from the bottom
Yeah.
of all those?
Yeah, I'm going with the SUTR from Element 6. I think this is like 16 millimeter foam, but
Uh huh.
I don't know if I just need to hit it more because just to give people an idea, like we had like a few days to do this testing, so it's not like super in-depth testing, at least not from my end. But for my few play sessions with the SUTR, it felt like nothing special, I want to say. It kind of reminded me of the Rhombus Refoam. Like it didn't hit that hard. It was uh, just nothing special. It was kind of stiff feeling, but in terms of firepower, like this just kind of sat at the bottom. I actually like the other two Element 6 paddles I hit a lot better than this one, but for
Oh,
some reason I just didn't really like the SUTR.
are those Gen 3 style or they're Gen 2? Gen 2.
I think the Incendio, that's a Gen 3. That one is nice, but the third
Okay.
one, I don't know if we're even supposed to talk about that one. That one's actually really good. So I like that one a lot better than this one, but
Okay.
that third one, I have no idea what's inside. I don't know if you got that one, but
I no, I don't have it. Yeah, I have the suitor at the bottom too. I think the pop is pretty high, but the power is just it's all right. It's just not what you'd want. So the firepower is a little bit on the lower end. I'll go next. I guess this is my number. How many paddles do I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry. All right. So that was fit. I've got 5. So I guess this is my number 4. Out of all the other ones on this list, I would say the J2NF Long Handle is going to be the next up there. I mean, it's a super low swing weight. If you weight this up, it can get up there. It's just at that lower swing weight that comes in stock. The power and the pop are still really good. It's just not up there with the next ones on the list.
Yeah, I'm with you there. It's the NF. For my weight, I end up going like 10 and 2. Also, Pickleball Effect tuning tape. So shout out to him. But from 10 and 2 all the way down.
Is this 10 and 2?
Down all the stuff. Is it?
What's
Is
no?
it?
I'm just I'm
know.
asking. I wasn't.
Oh,
No, but I've been doing the top
I'm right
corners.
here.
Okay, I've been
Okay.
doing the top
Yeah.
corners. Actually, kind of want to do more. This is just 1 point, or this is 0.5 gram, and I was doing 3 grams, and I think I need to switch back to that for this lighter one. But putting it on these top corners, I think more people should try it, especially on these hybrids. It really, really helps the power, and it makes it play a lot better. You don't have to. I'm just saying, try it. Just try it. And
Yeah,
if you don't
I'm
like
probably
it,
gonna try it just because I
come
don't have
blame
enough
me.
weight on this one. So
Yeah.
I like if this weight setup I have now doesn't hit as hard as my other J2. So I
Yeah.
do wanna. I wasn't looking to put more weight on it anyway. So I've got some real estate up there. I'll add some tape.
Hey, you can always take it off. You can always take it off. Don't worry
Yeah,
about
that's
it.
true.
All right. What's your? Oh, I guess you have 6 paddles. So what's your fourth? Yes.
This is gonna be an interesting one. So all right. So I was like debating whether or not I should say this, but I feel like I kind of have
Don't do
to.
it.
But all right, I have the boomstick here.
Okay.
Now this is different because I've had multiple people try this. Like the first day I brought this out on Tuesday, I was hitting it and I was like, this is really loud, but the ball's just not going anywhere. And like it's
Uh,
I can't feel the ball at all. And so I gave it to one of my interns and he was like, this paddle sucks. And then there was another paddle owner there. He tried it out, didn't like it either. So I was like, huh, that's weird. And then tried it again throughout the week. And then everyone that tried it did not like this paddle. And I just hit it earlier and everyone's like, yeah, what's so special about this? But then I brought out the wide body, and they're like, this hits way harder than your elongated one,
hmm.
and the wide body just like felt so much better. So, I if I were to include the wide body, it would be a lot higher up in this list. But I don't know if something's wrong with mine because I have been watching other people talk about theirs, but something is. I think I have a dud on this one because the
Okay.
wide body is just so much different from this one. I am gonna send them an email, maybe see if I can get another one,
Yeah.
but
Hey,
this one just does not feel right.
all we can do is report our experience and what's happening. And I mean, it sounds like the wide body is hitting hard like the other people's
Yeah,
boomsticks. And I mean, you had your interns try it, and the interns never lie. The interns never lie. They just give
yeah,
straight feedback. So
yeah. The interns
okay.
are also don't watch any YouTube. They strictly just play. Well, most of them are like only play pickleball. They don't know who like Chris Olsen is or
They
anything.
don't
They
even
just
have
hit the
YouTube
shot.
installed on their phone.
Yeah, they don't even know what thermoforming is either.
They just know ball. They just know ball.
Yeah,
Okay.
basically.
All right. Well, my third is this Thrive Fury. This thing, it's got a lot of pop. The power is pretty good. It's kind. It. I mean, it's almost just a Pro 4 Yola almost in a hybrid shape, and then it feels
Yeah,
maybe a little
basically.
denser. It's loud. Yeah, it's really good. I like it. I liked it a lot. Look at that. The ball dust pattern, not my best. I was hitting a little low that day. I don't know what's going on there. But yeah, I think this Thrive Fury, I think it's 180 after discount. This one's easily a solid, no, not even solid. It's a really good hybrid paddle, and yeah, it's got a lot of firepower. I guess this is higher up on your list as well.
Yeah.
What's your number
Um,
3
so I think my opinion is probably gonna be different from yours.
or 2? Okay.
That's because I have the gearbox here.
Oh, okay.
Mine, I I think you've had yours a lot longer than me, so I've only had 2 play sessions with it. But as of how it hits now, like I think it's got a good feel. Like I see what people mean about that more muted feedback, and how it like pockets the ball a bit more compared to a Pro 4. But as of now, I don't think it has that firepower of a Pro 4. Like I don't think the firepower is like up there yet. But
That's elongated.
yeah, this is a longer leg. But people have told
Oh,
me that it breaks in, so I'm hoping to see maybe more of that. Maybe I need to leave it on the sun or something. I don't know. But
did you step on
I
it?
not yet.
No,
I need Rafa's
just
feet.
kidding. Don't step on it, people. Don't step on your paddles. Don't step on your paddles. I can't.
Funny thing about that, my wife was like, so we were kind of like in the topic of like sponsorships, and then my wife was like, randomly just goes, Rafa should get a socks on sponsorship for like when he steps on the paddles, and I was like, yeah, I think that joke's kind of been beaten to death with like how much we say that to him. I was like, that's actually pretty good.
That is pretty good. It's funny she knows about it too. I didn't show my wife that. uh, okay, fair enough.
Yep.
Definitely gonna differ with you on that one, but that's fair. For me, number two, I've got the Joola Pro IV Perseus. So higher than that Thrive, just by a little bit though. If that Thrive was elongated, I think it would probably be about the same as this. Obviously still a really good paddle, really good. It does seem like as time has gone on, there's been more core crushing issues with it, just as more get into play and more get heavy use during the summer. Probably, combination of heavy use, left out in the sun, but still really good new. So, what's your number two?
I have the Thrive Fury, but
Okay.
basically, like with the same things you said, it's so similar to this like a hybrid Pro 4, um, and that's basically what it is. Like if you hit them side by side, you'll feel a difference, but it's such a small one, and Yola doesn't have a hybrid version of their Pro 4, so you can get this for cheaper than a Yola, and also pick this wing width. So really good option from Thrive.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's out for sale already for pre-order anyway, I think. So
Okay.
you can go if you're looking for if you play Pro 4s and you want a hybrid that plays pretty much like a Pro 4, Thrive
Yeah.
Fury I think would be the main option then.
Yeah.
Can't think of anything else. So yeah, that
Yeah.
that would be it. And then my number one is the Gearbox GX2 Power from the ones we were talking about. I think this is more powerful than the Pro 4, especially if you have it weighted the same, because mine came in at 117 swing weight. I mean, it's hard to say. I wish you could have two paddles every time, test one out before it's broken in, or test one out, use it for a week and then test out a fresh one to like truly, because it's like hard to remember, like, oh yeah, what was it like a week ago when I was hitting it right now compared
Yeah.
to 15 hours later. It's like, okay, you can kind of tell, but if you had a fresh one, to be the best. But yeah, mine's hitting harder than the Pro 4. So I, it sounds like some are breaking in, some come out. Like mine felt pretty powerful right from the start. So who's to say how much? Because I know it's supposed to not break in that much, but what they say versus what happens is sometimes different. So yeah, for me, that would be my number one on this whole list of firepower. And I think if I was to recommend someone's like, hey, Joola Pro 4 Perseus or the Gearbox GX2 Power elongated, I would tell them go get the GX2 Power. And hopefully the durability on that is better than the Pro 4. That would be the
Yeah.
clear winner.
Definitely.
So
Yeah.
we'll see. So your number one, I assume by process of elimination.
Yeah. So unweighted too. So like I think basically all of these don't have weights on them except that J2 NF long handle. But
Yeah.
Perseus kept this unweighted mainly for like as like a frame of reference. But this and the gearbox, like I feel like based on what I've been hearing, like if I put more time in the gearbox, it will get hotter. But I have a lot more time on this Pro 4 Perseus just because I use this for a lot of testing. And at the stage it's in now, like I think this just hits noticeably harder than that GX2. But planning on getting that GX2 a lot more this week, so we'll see if
Okay.
things change by
Let's
the
go.
time like the release comes out. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's August 7th. I I know they had
Yeah.
you can pre-order now still, but I believe August 7th is when they start shipping it out and you can
Yeah,
buy it
that's
that
right.
day. So what is today? Is August 7th is coming up Thursday this week,
Yeah, that's
so
Thursday.
that's pretty soon. The summer is flying by. So those are the rankings. Agree or disagree? Either way, I'm right. So there we go. Just kidding. And then we'll see. We'll check in back next week. I'll throw in that boomstick in the list for me once I get it and get to go boom. So yeah. What else? That's there's been a flurry of paddles. And then the boomsticks are. I don't think the price is officially released yet, but these project paddles have been very expensive, so it's going to have to be very, very good to recommend it over all these other great paddles. I mean, you've had a lot of great paddles come out lately. Very few duds, but we've had some duds. We've talked about them. They have been mediocre. But yeah, most of the paddles coming out are really good because I think the companies know, like, you put out something that's not good, people are going to talk about it and no one's going to buy it. So they're making sure that everything's good,
Yeah.
which, makes sense. Also, what last thing, non-paddle wise, is got this Port Ranger charcoal. I think this is 165 from Forward, so I just wanted to show that. I think this is like it's still premium, but they're less expensive bag. It feels really good. Really good quality. I like the bigger paddle sleeve on the front. That makes, having a lot more room in here. I might switch this out. I'm gonna switch it out. Give it a little bit of a pace and try to see, how it holds up. But thank you to Forward for throwing that over. I'm gonna get that in there. And then anything else, David, for the week?
Oh, one thing, I joined you. I don't have it over here. I don't want to go grab it, but I got is it Briotti? You know what I said?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I do not have I don't have mine on me, but I was actually able to test those out because he sent me some different lenses, and I gotta look this up. So anyway, he sent me some different lenses. I had just the like the whatever the regular lens is, and he sent
Mm.
me the like the normal sunglass lens, and then one that's supposed to help with low lighting situations. Let's see. So he sent me I had the regular lens, which was the clear lens, just the normal, for eye protection. Sent me the boost lens, which is the Augment 4D. That actually did help me up. So I played indoors last week with that, and it's better for low light situations. So if you are looking for something that helps with low light situations, this Augment lens from Briotti is very, very helpful. I was surprised how much it helped me. So
Found them.
yeah, there you go.
Yep.
Yeah, so I do enjoy wearing and they do have like a sleeker one that they're working on to designing if you want something. And now, yeah, I was actually these lenses switch out way easier than I thought because I hadn't switched them
Yeah.
out before, and it's very easy to switch these out. Like he has a video, showing you how to do it too, because of course, I couldn't figure. I didn't want to break something basically.
Yeah,
More
that
was
was the
what
first time
I didn't
too.
want to break it. But yeah, it's super easy to switch the lenses out, so it's nice. You don't if you want to just have one pair for indoor outdoor, you can have one pair. Or I mean, like if you're outside and it's sunny, and then all of a sudden, you're like, oh, it's not. It's kind of dark now. You can switch your lenses out. So pretty cool from Briotti over there. You can go check them out at Briotti.com, BRIOTI.com. But yeah, I'll bring those next time and show you the different lenses. I can't go upstairs now. It's too late.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but you
I
can
was
see
trying them
Dave.
out this
You can
week.
see our
Yeah.
model right here. He's wearing them. He's looking very good, and he
Oh, I
doesn't
got
look
told
like.
that these look like birth control lenses on me, so I don't know.
Well, you'll have to see. We'll have to see in the next couple of years what your wife thinks.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
there's like that whole effect of like when you wear glasses, you get hit in the face more, and that definitely that just happened to me. Like I got hit in the mouth, and wasn't even from my own court. Someone's ball from the other court flew in and hit me in the mouth, and I was
uh,
like, man. I was wearing
the word
glasses too, so I was like,
I've
yeah, if I wasn't wearing
my
glasses, it wouldn't have hit me.
my worst time is I got hit in the neck like the Adam's apple, and that hurt pretty bad. It was like a direct like line drive shot, and
Ooh.
I just missed the ball, and I was like, oh, that hurt. But yeah, I think you get hit more in the glasses when you wear them, or in the eyes when you wear the glasses, just because you're less afraid and you're not, maybe dodging as much. But I mean, I've been hit on so many ricochets that I wouldn't have been able to dodge. So I just wear them. I don't want to. When I wear them, I'm not worried about anything. So,
Mm.
and I I didn't realize you could like pull these down and have vents at the top. So that was another big thing I discovered. I
Oh,
don't
I
know
should
if you
probably
know.
watch that video.
Yeah, watch the video. It was very
Okay.
informative. So you can like if you hold the bridge and you pull the top, you can pull it up a
Oh, yeah,
little
I see it
bit,
now.
and that way it's vented. It makes a huge
Oh, yeah,
difference
I
when
see
it's
it.
vented. Yeah.
Oh, now I just dropped the lens.
Well, there you go. So that's Briody, folks. We'll talk about it more next time. David, for some reason, doesn't look as good as me with the glasses on, so I'll have
Yeah.
to I'll have to bring the glasses next time. I think I don't know what we're gonna do with your glasses. Maybe we need a hat when you're wearing them or something. I
No,
do
I'm
see
still
what
gonna
they're
wear them.
I see what they're talking about though. They don't. You're not making them look the best.
Yeah. I think it's my face.
Yeah, something to do with your face and the glasses isn't really working for me. But guys, the glasses are for safety. They're not for looks. Okay. And David and I are already married, so it doesn't even matter what we look like on the
Yeah.
courts.
Yeah. I'm not wearing this
Um,
into the clubs or anything, so don't
yeah,
worry.
exactly. So yeah, Briody glasses looking pretty safety, not looking the best, but the new ones are looking really good. So that's why I'm like, yeah, we probably want to hold off because those ones are looking really good. But they are. I have been hit many times in the lenses. Never fell out. Never cracked. Never hit my eye. So if safety is your top priority, these things work, and I have stood in the line of fire and tested them for you. So if that's what you're looking to hear, and that's what you needed to hear today, that's what happened. Anything else going on this week, David? What's the plan?
Mainly just trying to try and break in the GX2s a bit more, and then the other Element 6 paddles are all like good. I just didn't like the starter that much. I'm still gonna hit it a bit more, but I'm looking forward to hitting those and the GX2s. I think that's gonna be might be my main focus this week.
Okay, yeah, I will be trying to hit the boomstick, and I'll probably be trying to hit the Honolulu J7NF, and then we'll see. I don't know what else I want to do. There's probably the J3NF too, and then I know the Franklin C45. I think I could talk about it now. It's at the end of the podcast. Here's it. The Paris Todd one. It it seemed like it was worse stock than the other C45. Like it was just dying off the top of the paddle. It's so bad. So I'll have to try to weight that one up. But I was not impressed so far. But I need to weight it
Interesting.
up and check it out. Have you tried it out yet?
No, I actually didn't
Okay.
know this existed.
Okay. There you go. Maybe I'm not supposed to talk about it, but at the end of the day, if you listen all the way to the end, you deserve a little treat. So, but yeah, that's all I have. Gonna be out there. Hopefully, nice weather, and then yeah. Last words. Any last words, David?
Uh, no, I was gonna think of something, but I think you
All
put me on
right.
the spot and I can't think of anything, so no.
Fair enough. If you think of anything else in the next 10 seconds, let me know. Otherwise, everyone have a great rest of your week. Go play some pickleball. Have some fun. Anything else?
Nope, I'm good.
All right. He's done. See ya.